Back again so soon. So, last time I figured out the first pattern in patterns. Let me go ahead and turn up my computer speed. Okay, it's already up. Okay, so we input a pattern here. I forget what it was. Okay, so it was down, right, up, right, down, left, down, right, down. Down, right, up, right, down, left, down, right, down. And then we got to here, and I couldn't figure out anything. And I thought it had something to do with like permutations and swapping things around. Turns out it's something slightly different. And funnily enough, it's something which I thought might had been going on, like back when I first saw the preview for this. So to give context, I figured out what was going on here. I haven't actually input or verified it yet, so it'd be really funny if I somehow missed, but I'm like 99% sure that I've got it now. But after I uploaded the previous episode and shared it with the different friend groups I was in, one of them had mentioned that they were able to solve the second part instantly, but that they didn't solve the first part. And I didn't ask for a hint on it, but I did click a spoilered message. It wasn't a large hint or anything, but it was talking about how, like, the person had basically said that they were primed for something numerical, which was why they couldn't solve the first pattern. But evidently that was part of why they were able to solve the second pattern. So that was all I knew, and honestly was all I needed to know. And to get back around to when I first saw this level, and like peeked around here and saw this like door and these 5 things over here off to the side, I remember musing to myself for a moment, like, since there's like 4 different toggles on these switches, it would be funny if there was like a base 4 puzzle. Somehow I completely forgot about that idea as soon as I actually stepped over here. And then I never thought about it again. But as life may have it, there was actually some merit into that line of thought. So let's go back to Paint, the one and only. And you'll notice that I have stuff written down. I'm not sure if you can see all the stuff. You can see all the stuff, okay. But as you can see, I basically did something really simple. I read it in base 4. So up would be 0, right would be 1, down would be 2, and left would be 3. And then I transcribed all of the different things into what they would be with base 4. Sorry, I said base 3 over here, pretty sure. Base 4. It's easy to mess it up and get it off by 1 because 0 needs to count too. But as you can see, I wrote down all the different numbers that appeared. And I think part of what had dissuaded me from believing that it was base 4 was the fact that the intervals in between the first digit changing, it was gaps of like 5, or intervals of 5. So it was like, probably not base 4 then. But after I wrote it down in base 4, it made a lot more sense. So when I transcribed it into decimal, you can see there's a very, very glaringly obviously pattern here. Glaringly obviously, that's just another meism. So it's multiples of 3, and you can see 3 matches with 3 here. Then if you added 3 to that, you'd add 1, that would wrap around to 1, 0, then 2 more would be 1, 1, 1, 2, and that gets you to here, which is 6. You add another 3, you add 2 to this, you get 2, 0, then another 1, and you get 2, 1, to get to 9, and you get the pictures. So that pattern carries on over to here. With this being the 1's place, this being the 4's place, and this being the 16's place. And that allows us to extrapolate the rest of the pattern here. So now I have some numbers written down in red, which I believe will correspond to the things we need to input. And let's go ahead and transcribe these into base 4 real quick. So 45, that's going to be, well, let's just add 3 to this. So 222, so 223, 230, 231. Okay, so 231, then 48. That's just 300, then 303, then 312, then 321, then 330, and then finally 323. So that should be the mystery solved. And to convert those into directions, all we need to do is just read the digits and then turn them into directions. So 231, we just need to hit them that number of times. 1, 2, 3, 1. So 300, 303, then 3, 1, 2, then 3, 2, 1, then 3, 3, 0, and then 3, 3, 3. Something ain't right. I'm modestly perplexed. 231. That seems right. 222. Hold on. I think I messed something up here. I think I messed something up here. That's left, left, down. That would be... Would this be 003? Then 0... 1, 2. Okay, so it's facing, it's left clockwise, not up clockwise. So, okay, so that's, I think that's the only thing that I got wrong here. Because everything else seems to track, I just, I had the wrong things matching. Okay, so perfectly reasonable mistake. So all we need to do to fix that is rotate counterclockwise once, which is equivalent to clockwise 3 times. So let's just bonk these all 3 times each. And then this should do the trick. Nice. Okay. And now we're on this little straightaway where, for some godforsaken reason, there's a hill to overcome here, which can push us into the pits. So we're having fun. We gotta do it again. And then we've got to go around this box. So we've got 2 boxes. Then we have a interesting path here. Okay. Things are happening. Okay, so we've got a 4 o'clock here. Interesting. The things are being covered up. That's interesting. So we've got a laser path. The laser's up there. We've got mirrors here. One shoots down here, one shoots down here, one shoots down here, and then goes back around in that sort of way, and would hit the laser in the butt. Does hitting this again? No. So this is just going now. Okay. Alright, so let's figure out what's going on here. So we have... Ah, there's the timer. And that explains why this is a, that's the wrong button. I guess that explains why this is a speed 3 now. So I need to be solving something here. And if I don't solve it in time, then I guess the laser blocks me off from ever solving it again. So that's a timer. And I really should have gotten a picture of this while I was still floundering around there. But down, right, up, right, down, left, down, right, down. That's that sequence. Then 2, 3, 1. We need to hit that -1 times, so that would be 1, 2, 0. Then 3, 0, 0 would be 2, 3, 3. Then 303 would be 2, 3, 2. 2, 0, 1. 2, 1, 0. 2, 2, 3. And then 2, 2, 2. Alright, so we're back over here now. Complete the dexterity challenge, which is just here for some reason. And then we go over here, and we begin the timer. So up is 0, and it's up, right, down, left. So that's also a base 4 timer. So we get however long that is to try to figure this out. So down, right, left, down, right, up, down, right, down, up, right, down, left, right, left. Okay, down, right, left, down, right, down, down, left. I'm going to screenshot that, just so I don't have to look at this again on future solves. So... I think I see something. Up, up, down, up. No. Okay, I don't see something. I thought there was a diagonal pattern at first, but I don't think so. However, there might be a different type of... up, right, left, down. No. Right, 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 left. Up, down, up. No. Okay. Well, it's worth a shot. And we have 256 ticks before we lose this puzzle. So get ready to do this another time. I'm actually just going to go ahead and level info. Let's look at the screenshot and safety and silence. So what could be going on here? So we've got inputs Yeah, we've got inputs like this. There's interestingly glass covering these, so we can't interact with those, and presumably those are just all of our hints. And then we have the things we can interact with down here. There's 7 times 3 plus 2, so that's 23 hints. And then 12 inputs. All right, so probably not much to be gleaned from that. So let's look at the locations of all the downs here. So we got down, 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 You can see my little magic wand, so at the very least I'm able to point things out. What could be going on here? Down, right, left, down. Right, down, down, left. It feels like there's almost patterns here, but not sure which way to look. I don't think this is a Sudoku kind of thing. Okay, and the fact that... okay. So either it's the type of pattern where we fill out columns, or it's a type of pattern where we fill out rows, or it's something more complicated than that. I want to say it's a type of pattern where we fill out rows, since we do have 3 rows given, and then 1 partial. So let's try to think about it on a row by row basis. So I guess I'll try to go back to writing these as base 3 and seeing what these would equal. Will take a little bit of finagling, but I'm willing to put in the work. All right, so we've got, assuming that we're working base 4 from the top this time, with the top being 0, this would be 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 0, 2. Then the next one would be 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1. Then the next one would be 3, 2, 1, 0, 2, 1, 3. And then after that, we've just got 2, 3. So I've typed it down in the program at least. I'll show you real quick. And it's just that stuff on the left down there. I can't drag it all the way to the top of my screen because that just causes it to attempt to change the aspect ratio, but you get the picture. So I've got some stuff typed down here. Might as well turn them into numbers and see if there's some sort of common pattern. So, all right, 2 plus 0 times 4 plus 16 plus 64 times 2 plus 256 times 3 plus... What's 256 times 4? It's 1024. And that's just times 1. Plus 4096 times 2. So that'd be... So the first row, if it were a base 4 number, it would be 10130 in decimal. All right, second one. So do it all over again. 1 plus 3 times 4 plus 2 times 16 plus 1 times 64 plus 0 times thing plus 2 times 256, 1024 plus 496. Okay, so that would be 6253. Then the third one would be 3 plus 4 plus 2 times 16 plus nothing plus Sorry, I was thinking about something else for a second. Something else entirely. Anyways, back to where I was. So 2 times 16, 0 times 64, plus 256, plus 2 times 1024, plus 3 times 496. So that'd be 14631. So it doesn't seem particularly enlightening to treat those as base 4. But I went and did it anyway. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much of a pattern. What else could be going on here? I mean, the diagonals of the rights are still interesting to me. But that does stop right around this one. So yeah, probably not a diagonal pattern there, probably just random chance. Could it be a rotational thing? Not sure that the aspect ratio is especially good for that. 2 different odd dimensions. Like the fact that we're given 2 hints for the 4th row and not 0 hints and not more hints implies to me that it probably is something a little bit more than just like a pure row or column basis. But still eluding me for the time being. So I'll go to silent mode. I am slightly curious why there's 2 glass mirrors here. Like, what would that change, which you can't already accomplish by just having the 1 mirror here, which blocks your way to the exit? Slightly strange, but... Alright, it's been a few minutes. I'll show you the stuff down here. This is basically the stuff I've transcribed, then the base 10, which I think is useless. So here's my current line of thinking. It's sort of meta, but probably still important. I don't think this is a numerical hint. I don't think we're dealing with numbers here. Or at least the numbers being dealt with aren't expressed in rows and columns. It could be an Alien Glyphs 3 type of situation where it's like something looking at neighboring cells. I'd be willing to buy that. Probably, I haven't noticed any interesting spatial relations either. So no like interesting row column things, because again, we don't even have complete columns, so. And there's not like a specific constant number of each thing which appears on each row either. So, yeah. Right now I'm thinking looking at nearest neighbors is probably the way to go. So I'll keep thinking along those lines until I come up with something. Haven't been able to come up with anything yet. I did notice some interesting like 0, 1, 2, 3s, but I don't think they're helpful. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm pretty sure there might be something else, like just sort of going again from a meta-analysis standpoint. There was a thing which the two previous patterns had in common, which was that there was a definitive ending point for them, after which they couldn't be extrapolated further. For example, the first pattern, the symmetries got smaller and smaller until you couldn't figure out any more parts. And then for the second pattern, it capped out at 63, after which point you couldn't encode any higher numbers. So I'm wondering if the fact that this thing has the size it does means something important, and that it's not a general pattern, but rather like not a pattern that can be like arbitrarily extended, but rather that it ends after being filled out to this like extent. Anyways, that's that. Tried something a little bit different. As you can see here, I went and connected nodes as if the directions pointing on the switches was like an actual direction they were like facing to like connect lines or something. Doesn't seem to be especially revealing, but I figured it would at least be worth mapping out. But that's another 10 to 15 minutes of nothing happening. Alright, it's been, current runtime is 1 hour and 9 minutes to the dot, so I have come up with something else. If it's actually the right train of thought, then I'm a little bit disappointed, but that remains yet to be seen. So I went and wrote them out in a straight line. I didn't have any reason to, but I figured I would do it anyway because Alien Glyphs 3 has proven that sometimes people don't really care about the visual format of their hints. So I figured I would learn from that lesson and see if any new information could be gleaned from converting this into a straight line. And when you have it, we do have some symmetries again. Pretty profound ones, but both are focused around these ones here. And we have, yeah, so 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1. You get the idea. And how long is this symmetry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's a 13 long symmetry. Then for this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's another 13. And they both sort of stop in the middle, but the midpoint of one is the starting of another. So I'm going to, okay, so the thing about this is that this 2 here is just sort of hanging right now. And also, if the symmetries are laid out like this, then like I'm going to go ahead and put that a little bit more focused on the 1. I mean, okay, we might as well, like, if we tried to find some sort of symmetry here, what would it look like? Just any symmetry. Because focusing... Okay, so this 2 is the only thing which could be used as the focal point of a symmetry. So let's bring this up real quick. So this is our focal point. Why not? Then something something. We extrapolate 12 more digits from this somehow. I mean, the issue here is that I'm not sure, like, how far out I would be taking this symmetry if I went with it. And our input, or our number of things is 35. I mean, it's something, but it doesn't have the same sort of nice structure that the first one had. Like, there's really nothing to go off of here. Also, dog made a mess again. As I was saying before, like, this, even if this is a symmetry sort of thing, it doesn't have the same, like, nice, like, connection points and intervals of the other one. Like, if this is actually symmetry-based, then I might have some issue with it. I'm going to give it another look, but if I don't have it within the next 15 minutes, then I'm going to have to call it another episode for this one puzzle. Which, to be honest, is basically 3 puzzles, just in the trench coat of a singular level, but... Alright, so I think I've got one more thing I can try. Took me a while to get here, and I was originally explaining it a few minutes ago, but my dogs started barking at each other, so I had to calm that down, and I'll just redo this section. So, the idea I had was, if this is something to do with symmetries, then how do you make use of the thing which isn't a part of the symmetry on the left, as well as the thing which isn't a part of the symmetry on the right? And the idea I had was that it wraps back around on itself. like the whole sequence of 35, it wraps back around on itself, and it has like 2 more symmetries of 13. And if we place a symmetry of 13 at either of the endpoints, one on the right side and one on the left side, and using them as the focal points, then you'll notice we get exactly 6 extra numbers on either side. And that's very good for our intents and purposes because that adds up perfectly to 12, which is the number of inputs we need to give. I'm pretty sure that this is the only real way in which this makes sense. Like, we could expand these to be bigger or smaller, but I think going with size 13 makes the most sense since these are both also 13. But, yeah. There is technically, like, there isn't a clean point of symmetry around the divide here, but I'm out of options at this point, and I don't really know anything else to try. So I'm just going to do this. And I'm also going to go ahead and restart the level. So I'm going to restart the level. I'm going to do that mainly to give myself extra time to input the sequence I want to. And hopefully that'll be it. So let's go ahead and do the same thing we've done before, once again. Alright, so that's the first part solved. So 231. That'd be 120. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope that I don't mess up inputting this sequence, because I don't actually have it like written down in letters. I just have it written down in numbers. And again, the numbers, I ended up like going off by 1 in terms of the base. So, or like which number represents which thing in the base. So if I input the code again and it doesn't open the door, then God help me. That took me way too long to do again. For some reason, I am just completely terrible at, like, mapping the right letter to the right number. But we're out of there now. So, back to the thing we wanted to try before. So, I'm going to just thwack each switch a certain number of times, and then I'm going to, if that doesn't work, then I'm going to try all the different rotations. And the sequence we want to go for is 231, 201, 201, 231. Okay. So, 2, 3, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1. Does that solve it? No, it doesn't. All right. Well, okay, let's actually do it a different way. So down, up, down, left, or right, up, left, right. And then up, right, no, up, right, down, up, right, left, up. Still not open. All right. Well, you know what? If that doesn't work, then hold on. I'll just go ahead and... No, I can't take another screenshot, and my glasses are gone. Okay. That was the absolute worst time I could have checked, I guess. Let me at least make sure that I got it right, in theory. So, down, up, down, right, up, left, right, then up, right, down, up, right, left, up. Yeah, okay. So I input it in the way which I thought made the most sense, and that did not open the door, therefore I was wrong. So, I guess this puzzle will be unsolved once more. That's really unfortunate, because now I'm genuinely, like, all out of ideas, and even my good idea didn't work, so cheers to that, I guess. And you're telling me that 26% of players solve this? Dang. See you next time.